So first of all, 2,962,227 tests for coronavirus have now been carried out in the United Kingdom. And that includes 177,216 tests which were carried out yesterday. 248,293 people have tested positive. That's an increase of 2,472 cases since yesterday. 9,953 people are currently in hospital with coronavirus. That is down 13% from 11,443 this time last week. And sadly, of those who have tested positive for coronavirus across all settings, 35,704 have now sadly died. That is an increase of 363 fatalities since yesterday. And I know that people are also eager for news of the return of live sports and the arts. And I know that the last few months have felt rather odd without them, and our calendars have been strangely bare. Finding creative, crowd-free ways to navigate coronavirus is the biggest challenge for our recreation and leisure sectors right now. So this week, I'm setting up a renewal task force which will help them bounce back. It'll be made up of the brightest and the best from creative, tech and sporting worlds. These are experts in their field, and they'll be advising me on how they find new and different ways to get industries back up and running. And just to give a few examples, it includes Alex Scott, a former Lioness and Olympian, and now an award-winning broadcaster, and she will help us think through how we can get sport back safely in a way that works for both clubs, players and supporters alike. Similarly, Lord Grade, former chairman of both the BBC and ITV, will provide an insight as to how we get our creative media industries back up and flourishing again. And Tamara Rojo, the English National Ballet's artistic director, will give us ideas for how we start to get our art scene back up and running. And Martha Lane Fox, well known as founder of lastminute.com, will advise on how tech can power all of this recovery across all these sectors, but particularly in tourism, as part of the much wider role it will play in driving our economy forward as it has done already. Meanwhile, bit by bit, we are developing guidance that's helping some of the lighter bits of our economy return to this new normal. So we have supported the safe return of TV production, meaning our broadcasters are able to keep some of our favourite shows back on the TV screens, whether that's Corrie or EastEnders. We've helped to reopen the country's tennis and basketball courts and guided elite athletes back into training safely. And that, in turn, will pave the way for the return of live sports behind closed doors in the near future. And just to give a few examples, it includes, in respect of broadcasting rights, we have to respect the existing rights that broadcasters have, but I do think we've actually got some flexibility because if you look at on Saturday afternoons, it has been the case that Premier League matches can't be broadcast on broadcasters. The idea was that they would be able to people would be able to watch them in the stadium, so they didn't want to compete. Clearly that won't be possible if we compete behind closed doors. I think that creates an opportunity for us to be able to get some sport, some Premier League free to air. Those discussions are ongoing. I'm having productive discussions a couple of weeks ago. Now I had the latest one with Premier League, the EFL and with the FA. I hope we can sort this out, and I also hope then we can get some more money going into the sport of football.